Well, this week I'm excited to have one of my good friends who is two-time Super Bowl winning coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. You guys probably already know who it is. A three-time head coach in the National Football League and one of the greatest play callers in the history of the National Football League. My friend Norv Turner. Norv, thanks for joining me this week.
It's awesome, Mike. Good to join you.
So you're a three-time head coach, and I want to talk about the teams that you coach and give me a little update on, how you think they'll fare moving on. You have the Redskins / Commanders, who are 2-1, off to a pretty good start. You have the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders now. You were the head coach when they were the Oakland Raiders. They're 1-2. They're off to a little bit of a shaky start with Pete. And then you coached the San Diego Chargers, which are now the LA Chargers, and they're off to a great start, 3-0 with Harbaugh. Maybe talk on for us on those three teams, and how do you think they're going to fare moving forward?
The Commanders, they had such a great finish last year, and I know they're 2-1, but I do believe they're off to they're not as strong as people expected. Obviously, the quarterback banged up a little bit. I think it's one of those things, you come out of camp, your expectations are so high, and reality sets in. Every week, it's hard to win in this league. And those first 4 weeks, to me, you're getting your footing, you're getting a feel for everything. And after that, it's pretty much the same for everyone. Who improves over that next 4 week period and stays in it and progresses to where they want to be so they're competitive in their division.
I don't think people realize that, especially when you have a lot of changes either on the staff or in the lineup with free agency or guys leaving. It's hard to have that rhythm, especially in the trenches. Those guys playing together. I think it takes a little bit of time to like you said, find your footing.
No question. And there's also you have success. You have great success. You're marked a little bit, and teams, they spend a little more time preparing, and they get ready to play next year.
So here's the thing I'd like to hear your side of. So starting 0-3 is not a good thing. Only 6 teams have made the playoffs starting 0-3 in the National Football League, period. 6 teams. And the last one, I believe, was the Chargers in 2018. So what is your message as a head coach when you walk into that locker room, you walk into that meeting room? What is your message this week to those players?
Well, to me, the first thing you got to do is address what's keeping you from winning. I mean, there's things that you have to identify. Is it your red zone defense? Is it your red zone offense? Are you turning the ball over? Are you not creating turnovers? Those are the things, that get in the way. And then you've got to address those things with your team and say, hey, we're going to have a special period on red zone, both sides of the ball. We've got to get better there if we want to turn this thing around and get it going. The good thing now to me is there's 17 games. You've lost 3, but you have 14 games left. So you can mathematically change. To me, it's the same thing when you start 3-0. We'll talk about that in a minute. There's 14 games. If you can win your games, you win 10, you probably make the playoffs. If you can win 8 of your next games, so 8 out of 14, 11 wins almost guarantees the playoffs. And that's a good feeling to have that little cushion.
17 game schedule, it certainly has changed that mathematics. And I do think if you can get on a little bit of a run, you can get yourself back into it. And so those teams that started 0-3 are the Texans, the Titans, the Saints, the Dolphins, and both New York teams, ironically. Which of those teams do you think has a chance to get that thing going again and get back on track?
There's no question to me. It's Houston. They have a strong defense. They've made the playoffs. The quarterback's, to me, an outstanding player. He is an outstanding player. And their division isn't a strong division. Indianapolis is stepping up right now and going. I'm not sure the other two teams in the division. Right, so at least you have a chance to be successful in your division.
And Colts are off to a great start, though. They're doing a great job there. They really have. Well, the quarterback's playing great, and they haven't turned the ball over, and that's the key, you know. So, speaking of
Yeah,
quarterbacks,
and I think this about the Colts. Uh, you talk about the six undefeated teams. I think they're in the best shape of all of them because the strength of schedule in their division, and they're the most balanced team. The change on the defensive coordinator, they're a lot better. They obviously can run the ball with Taylor. They're doing the things that Daniel Jones does best. They're not trying to have him do everything. They're not trying to revolutionize the game. I think Shane Steichen, who, by the way, worked for me for 5 years in San Diego, I think he's just doing a great job putting the thing together.
you know, they are balanced. They're running the ball. They're not that they lead the league in turnover differential at +5. They're just doing a tremendous, tremendous job. What about quarterbacks? You're a quarterback whisperer, as they say nowadays. What of these young quarterbacks, and there's a lot of them, who of these young quarterbacks are you excited about, and what traits excite you?
You say quarterback whisperer. I was more of a quarterback holler. I wasn't shy about getting in their ear and making sure they understood exactly what we wanted. I think it's just so hard to evaluate these guys because when you're young, you're going to have ups and downs. The problem with the league right now, and probably the way it's covered, is a guy goes out and has a real good game, and they want to anoint him as the next superstar. Well, you're going to have ups and downs as a young quarterback. I like Penix a lot. He came out and played good early. Obviously, he didn't play very well last week. Dart, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I went and watched the Jets and Giants practice 2 days in a row, and he was probably the most impressive player on the field. And it's 3 weeks in, but I think it's the right thing to play him and let him get the experience. The young guys, though, they're physically very gifted and ready. It's just such a different game from college football. There's adjustment. I think you see that with Caleb Williams. He's slowly understanding the speed of this game, the urgency of getting the ball out of your hand, live to play another day. And if you want to see who won the games, look at the guys who had the fewest negative plays. And that's what's happened to Daniel Jones. He's always made plays, but he always had 2 or 3 bad plays that kept them from winning. He's eliminated those plays, hopefully for good.
He has had a great start to the season. Hopefully, we're not sitting here jinxing the poor kid. But
yeah, really.
But let's talk about good teams. So let's eliminate any discussion about the Eagles. Let's eliminate any discussion about the Lions and the Bills. And tell me, what other teams do you think could possibly push, towards getting into the playoffs and going deep?
Well, 2 teams that I think are off to the start, and not so much their record, but how they're playing. First of all, Seattle. I think the way they're playing the game, they're playing great defense. You knew that was going to happen based on what they did a year ago. They hired Clint Kubiak, and I worked with him in Minnesota, and obviously been a long time good friend of his dad's, Gary. He's doing what he wants to do on offense. They're running the ball, they're play action pass. They have a veteran quarterback in Darnold. I think they've set themselves up to be a playoff team and have a chance to have success. And then I don't want to jinx them. I really don't want to, but I think the Colts are built to have success through an extended season because of the way they're playing. They're playing great defense. They're running the football. They're taking the pressure off the quarterback. They're playing very good special teams. So I think they're a complete team.
I'm hoping for them, and I'd like to see my friend Chris Ballard, the GM, have some success, because I know he's been getting beat up a little bit this year.
No question.
And maybe rightfully so. But, you got to win in this league. And if you don't win, then everybody's going to be on you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you taking the time. Hopefully we can have you on maybe later again in the season as it progresses and see if we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, would love to do it.